Gentlemen, we have called you together to inform you that we are going to overthrow the United States government. Do you still think that jet fuel brought down the World Trade Center? Does anybody else see a problem here?
This just came out yesterday, and it turns out for upwards of 3 weeks, they knew. Now guess who the commissioner is? Guess who the head is? Listen to this. This is out of Reuters. CFTC head didn't want to distract from MF probe. This is November 7th. This is more than a week ago. And you know why? Buried in the article, it says the head of the CFTC, the Commodities Federal Commission, it turns out that he has close ties with MF Global's former chief executive, John Corzine, and Goldman Sachs. They're all in business together. That's why they're doing this. Let's go to the Gerald Celente interview from last night that he's coming up live on the other side of this break. Infowars.com. Gerald Celente, I mean, this is off the charts insane. Did I get it right? Correct anything if I was wrong?
Yes, you got it essentially right. And I've been saying this a long time. You know that they're going to impose some level of economic martial law. And I thought, of course, it would be in the banks, that they're going to call a bank holiday of some sort and devalue the dollar. But what I did is I had an account, and I've been trading gold, by the way, Alex, since 1978. I've never had a problem. What I do is like airlines and grain companies, you buy futures, and I buy gold futures. Some people speculate with them. I buy futures with the intention of taking delivery. So I had enough money in my account, and I had contracts that were coming due in December, which is next month. Last Monday, I get a telephone call. Again, the company I used to deal with was called Lind Waldock. Bypassed me. I never realized that they got bought out by MF Global. Didn't make any difference. Been dealing with them for years. As I said, I've been around commodities a long time. Nothing of this type of ever happened. So I get a call. I have a margin call. That means I don't have enough money in my account to support my gold positions. I said to the guy, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm taking delivery at the end of the month. I got a ton of money in my account. Oh, no, you don't, Mr. Celente. The money has been taken out of your account. I said, who agreed to take the money? What are you talking about? He said, well, Lind Waldock is owned by MF Global, and they decided, the CME group and another party, that they're going to take the money and put it with a trustee. I said, oh, yeah, you mean the Meyer Lansky group and the Al Capone group decided to take all of my money out of my account and then ask me for a margin call to put in more money into a sinking ship? I said, what, are you out of your mind? I'm sorry, Mr. Celente, that's all we know. If you don't come up with more money, we're going to close your accounts, your positions. So now, Alex, they have my money, they close my positions, and I can't get any of it. Now, let's put this into perspective. The guy that was running this operation, John Corzine. Hey, where did John Corzine come from? Well, he's originally a Goldman Sachs guy. You know, one of those fine people out there. And then he became governor, senator of New Jersey. That wasn't good enough for him. Gave it to New Jersey really good. I'm going to become governor. So he becomes governor and senator of New Jersey, runs that place into the ground. And by the way, Corzine, if you're listening, you know that car accident you got into a while ago and you almost died? You SOB, you should have died because you ruined a lot of people's lives, stealing their money. You know what he was doing, Alex? Because he's connected with the boys. You know, they give him preferential treatment, trading rights. Oh, the guy that runs the Commodities Future Trading Commission? Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler Hey, he gave Corzine, I think, $10,000 for his campaign. It's a contribution, capisce? Yeah, it's a bribe and a payoff. Gary Gensler runs the Commodities Future Trading Commission for the United States of America. And they let these guys get away with all these dirty deals as they're pulling them off and bringing everybody down. So now Corzine, he's going to play, according to reports that I read. You go to Las Vegas over there, Alex, and you go put $1 down on the table. And you say to the guy dealing the cards, that's not $1, that's $40. That's right, that's what the house said I could bet. Every dollar down, I could make a $40 bet. That's what he was doing. So now what happens is brilliant Corzine's betting on European bonds. You know what's going on in Europe. The bond market's going berserk. Italy's on the verge of going Greek, with the bonds hitting over 7%. You look at what's going on. He bet on Portuguese, Irish, all the losing bonds, Spain. So now the bet in total, as I read it, it's about $40 billion that this guy's controlling. The shortfall that they can't find is $600 million. The CME group that runs the commodities game, they've come up and they said, we'll cover $300 million. So now we're talking about a $300 million shortfall out of a $40 billion pie, and they steal everybody's money out of their account. You tell me what's going on, because my suspicion is they don't have the gold and silver to deliver.
That's it. Well, that's what Max Kaiser and you and many others predicted, was that they were going to end up being short. But my God, the boldness of this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Thank you for joining us. You just heard 6 minutes from our lengthy 35-minute in-depth interview last night on InfoWars Nightly News at prisonplanet.tv with Gerald Celente. Now we've learned more in just the last 14 hours or so since last night. Reuters is now reporting that the federal government regulator involved in overseeing this as long ago as a few weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, knew about all this and basically kept it quiet. But they went on to say, don't worry, though, even though he's, quote, involved with John Corzine and involved with Goldman Sachs, who basically is using this as a front company, it's okay. His underlings can still carry out a good investigation. CFTC head didn't want to distract from MF probe. The top U.S. futures regulator said he was not participating in the investigation of MF Global Holdings, the brokerage that filed for bankruptcy, so he would not become a distraction. And it goes on to say that Gensler has had close ties with MF Global's former chief executive, John Corzine, the former governor of New Jersey. Both men worked at Goldman Sachs Group. And then it goes on to say that of the $900 million, it was $600 million last night, $900 million of customers' money out of cash accounts, not just gold accounts and other accounts. They say regular accounts that was just taken, segregated accounts. I mean, they're making no bones about it. This is unprecedented to actually grab customer accounts. Now what they're doing is they're admitting, and we're going to go to Gerald Celente on this, joining us via video Skype from New York at the Trends Research Center headquarters. I mean, I'm almost speechless right now. This is so incredible. They are now announcing that most of the money, 500 plus million of the 900 million, was given to J.P. Morgan, and there's now an investigation of how they claimed those bank accounts were theirs and those brokerage accounts were theirs. Gerald Celente, I know you learned about this last week, but they didn't even explain what was happening. It came into focus just in the last 48 hours. Now we're learning more by the minute. What is the latest on your 6+ figures that's disappeared into a black hole?
I just got off the phone with the broker, the account that they've taken it over to, the new brokerage firm. Zero. They know nothing. And of course, you know, a lot of people from MF Global have got, you know, MF'd by Corzine. They lost their jobs. So a few guys that were brought over are now with the new firm. And they can't tell me one thing. This is criminality, clear and simple. And you know, here's the rub, Alex. You get caught driving, you're like a fraction over that limit for alcohol. Boy, the goons put the handcuffs on you. Look how they rough up the kids in these Occupy Wall Street and Oakland scenes. But boy, oh boy, nobody touches the white shoe boys. And I want to say this, and I'm going to keep saying it. I am sick and tired of all these derogatory Italian shows that Sumner Redstone on Viacom puts out there, like The Sopranos and Jersey Shore and all these other ones debasing my ethnicity. Why don't they go after the people on Wall Street? Why are they hands off with them? Why do the biggest criminals walking the face of the earth that have robbed people's homes, foreclosed on them illegally, have taken segregated funds and put them in their pockets? How come there's nothing about this? Why are the white shoe boys so sacrosanct that no one could talk about them? Only the Italians. If the Italians were doing this, Sumner Redstone would be having a ball putting it on HBO. Why isn't Corzine in jail until we could straighten this out? Why do all of these groups, you look it up, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, Citigroup is fined $285 million for doing dirty deals. Who was the CEO at the time? Charles Prince. A prince of a man. Oh no, he's not indicted. He's not brought into custody. He's not questioned. Only we get the screws when we just jaywalk.
Gerald Celente, stay there. Let's come back and get back into this and talk about this above the law situation, because they've got their operatives in every power position, regulatorily and in law enforcement. And I mean, we're in deep trouble. They're going to steal everything. We'll be right back. If you go to Infowars.com, you can find our articles. Gerald Celente's gold account has been emptied by MF Global. That's the RT video and our interview with him last night. It did actually get up. I got posted a little bit quicker than I thought it would, so it's now up there and available if you want to see that in-depth interview. But we do have Gerald Celente joining us live here. And then, of course, we have our new top story by Paul Joseph Watson that accurately breaks down exactly what's happening here. And that's at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And we need to get this out to everybody on Twitter, everybody on Facebook. The system for 3 weeks has known about this. And now it's all in Reuters, Forbes, you name it. But they just calmly report on it. Yeah, they took people's money that was segregated in theirs. Yeah, they don't know if they're going to give it back. Yeah, J.P. Morgan got $590 million of it. Yeah, that's just the way it is. And they called Celente up a week and a half ago. Yeah, Mr. Celente, we need more money. Your account's empty for trading gold. He's like, but I've got an account. I'm taking delivery at the end of the month. It's my money. They go, sorry, that's gone. Again, they don't call it apologizing. They know how to just throw it in your face. And they bought the company that he'd been trading with since the 70s. First time this has ever happened. This is important. It's not like he's some little old lady that didn't know what she was doing and this happened. This is going after people's personal accounts. This is raiding them. And here it is. MF Global looted customers' accounts via internal bank run. That's what this is. And now I'm reading over Reuters and others. It turns out it's other people's separate cash accounts. People that had cash accounts with them, even had credit cards attached to it or debit cards, gone. $900 million. And it turns out the CFTC knew about this 3 weeks ago and let them. In fact, let me just read you these headlines. We're going back to Gerald. Here's Reuters. CFTC, that's the federal agency, commissioner views MF Global darkly. This is yesterday, saying it looks like fraud, looks criminal. You know, the money is not where it should be. Something nefarious has happened. potentially something illegal. Oh, really? You're just now saying that as you get scared.